Okay, let's jump right into this because there is a massive, hidden shift happening in the housing market right under our noses. For years, we've all pretty much operated under the same assumption about how buying and selling homes works in America, right? But behind the scenes, behind those digital dashboards we're all constantly swiping through, a silent multi-billion-dollar war has started over who truly controls real estate inventory. We are looking at a fundamental disruption here, one that could completely rewrite the future of how you find, fund, and ultimately buy your next home.
So, picture this. You're pre-approved, you're ready to buy, and you're constantly refreshing your favorite real estate app late at night. You think you're seeing everything that's out there. For years, buyers have believed every single listing was visible on one familiar app. But that reality, it is permanently fracturing. The truth is, the perfect home might literally already be on the market, but you simply aren't allowed to see it. Why? Because you aren't inside the right digital ecosystem.
And that means the long-standing illusion of a single, unified real estate market is quietly being dismantled. Now, open portals built massive empires on the promise of showing you absolutely everything, simply because we as consumers trusted we were looking at the entirety of the housing market. But that era of open, unified data is actively splintering. A new faction of tech companies has realized something huge. If they can control the inventory itself, they can completely break that traditional dominance. To understand why this is happening, you have to look at how these open platforms built their empires. They did it on total transparency. As buyers, we became totally addicted to this stuff. The ticking days on market counters, seeing the exact dates a seller dropped their price, the automated algorithmic valuations. We just expected every home to be openly syndicated everywhere. But here's the catch. While buyers absolutely love this radical transparency, it effectively weaponized data against the sellers. And that friction? That is exactly what's sparking this entire industry revolution. So what we're witnessing right now is a massive paradigm shift. We're moving away from open public transparency and heading straight into tightly controlled, private digital walled gardens. In the old world, the philosophy was maximum exposure, just blast the house everywhere, instantly. But the new world? It is aggressively pivoting towards seller control. It's all about keeping listings inside a closed loop, which gives sellers the leverage to test the waters without that punishing glare of a public data trail.
Section 1. The New Alliance, and how they're testing this private market. We are looking at a highly coordinated rebel faction challenging the established empire. Compass, Redfin, and Rocket Mortgage have formed this incredibly powerful alliance. They're sharing exclusive inventory and resources specifically to bypass traditional public platforms. Just think about the strategic weight of this triad for a second. Compass holds massive leverage with high-end, exclusive luxury listings. Redfin brings in the eyeballs with a massive search portal and a nationwide agent network. And Rocket Mortgage? They provide the immediate financial pipeline. Together, they create a self-sustaining loop that honestly doesn't even need the traditional open portals to survive. And their secret weapon is leveraging these coming soon listings. By doing this, the alliance is creating a massive pool of hidden inventory that you can only access if you're already inside their specific ecosystem. Think about it. If a Compass agent secures a stunning property, they can surface it to Redfin's massive audience as a coming soon exclusive, totally bypassing the wider public market. If you're only searching on traditional, open portals, these homes effectively do not exist to you.
And this entire strategy beautifully taps into seller psychology. 0 days on market. Sellers desperately want the leverage to test their pricing without the public stigma of that ticking clock. Look, no seller wants their home to look stale. If you put a house on the public market at a premium price and it sits there for 45 days, buyers smell blood in the water. But inside a private ecosystem, a seller can float a premium price to a massive, select audience without ever starting that public clock. It's the ultimate safety net.
Which brings us to Section 2. The Great Portal War, and the real battle for control.
This is an all-out, behind-the-scenes war for your attention and, frankly, your money. Because once you understand that inventory is being intentionally restricted, you realize the apps on your phone are no longer just search tools, they're the front lines of a high-stakes corporate battlefield. Here's how it breaks down. You have the open and public model fighting to maintain dominance because their core advantage is sheer consumer traffic. But then look at the challengers. You've got platforms pushing for exclusive luxury seller control, utilizing partnered networks to extend their reach and acting as the integrated financial engine. It is literally a clash between the democratization of data and the privatization of inventory. What if sellers can test the market without the penalties of going public? That single compelling question is the ultimate weapon this challenger alliance is using to lure sellers away from transparent portals. It just perfectly captures the emotional core of this whole disruption. I mean, why would a seller willingly subject themselves to public price drop history and automated algorithmic valuations that might undermine their asking price when this new alliance offers them a VIP, penalty-free environment to find a buyer?
Let's move to Section 3, Inventory Fragmentation, and what this actually means for you, the consumer.
While these tech giants maneuver for dominance, the actual experience of buying a house is quietly becoming so much more complicated. The reality of inventory fragmentation means buyers will literally miss out on homes if they don't realize those homes are platform exclusive. You can't rely on a single app anymore. You need multiple platforms just to see the full board. Meanwhile, agents who rely entirely on open portal leads are suddenly facing a major squeeze on inventory. Ironically, in this highly advanced digital age, old-school agent networking, actually knowing who has the private listings before they go public, is becoming more crucial than it has been in decades.
Because at the end of the day, whoever controls what you are allowed to see ultimately controls the financial dynamics of the entire market. If hidden luxury markets are quietly dictating local pricing before the general public even gets to see the comps, well, it shifts the balance of power entirely. It isn't just about finding a house anymore. It's about gaining entry into the system where the houses actually are.
And that leads us to the final piece, Section 4. Who owns the ecosystem? The ultimate endgame.
So, what is the actual endgame for these tech giants in a multi-billion-dollar space? It's total vertical integration. If the first phase of digital real estate was just putting listings on the internet, this new phase is about building an inescapable gravity well. A machine where a single corporate ecosystem captures your search, routes your lead, and funds your mortgage. AI-driven discovery hooks you in. They capture your digital lead. They route you to an in-network agent. They immediately funnel you into their proprietary mortgage financing and seamlessly push you straight through to their closing services. Once you step into the ecosystem, their goal is to ensure you never have a reason or the ability to step out.
The balance of power is shifting entirely away from simply displaying data. Now it's about completely owning the technological and financial pipeline of buying a home. The company that wins this war won't necessarily be the one with the biggest open database. The victor is going to be the one that successfully merges exclusive inventory with a totally frictionless financial transaction, making the outside world basically irrelevant to the buyer.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. The next time you're scrolling on your phone, browsing for a home late at night, ask yourself, who is really controlling the doors you're allowed to open? Are we moving toward a future where real estate becomes a series of exclusive VIP clubs? Or is the open, transparent market something we desperately need to protect? It's a massive shift, and the ground is moving right beneath our feet.